Recently, an EPA official from Donald Trump's EPA was actually arrested in the state of Alabama, part of a scheme that he had arranged allegedly to help a coal company avoid having to clean up some of their toxic waste. He was arrested, put in handcuffs, and taken to jail, where he was then released later on $30,000 bond. Now, the reason that story is important is because it just highlights how corrupt and incompetent everyone in this Trump administration truly is. Newsday recently did a phenomenal article about all of the investigations and all of the scandals that seem to have plagued every single member of Donald Trump's cabinet. I mean, between Scott Pruitt, Andrew Wheeler at the EPA, Ryan Zinke at the Interior Department, Steve Mnuchin at the Treasury, Wilbur Ross as Commerce Secretary, Betsy DeVos at the Department of Education, and Ben Carson at HUD, every single one of them has been involved in at least one scandal, one impropriety, improper activity, I should say, excuse me. So why? Why are we allowing this to continue is the big question. I mean, who out there actually believes Donald Trump is still trying to drain the swamp? That's a question I would love to see answered. I would love any right-winger out there to send me a message and explain how exactly Trump has drained the swamp, because the level of corruption we have seen in this government has not been seen throughout my entire lifetime. There are more scandals, more investigations, more lawsuits involving Donald Trump's cabinets than we have seen in modern history. The man didn't drain the swamp, he refilled it. This is a level of corruption that is, to date, unprecedented. Let's go through a few of them, shall we? Let's start with Betsy DeVos, who's currently being sued because she stood to gain by loosening the rules for student loan borrowers and for-profit colleges, of which she has a financial stake in. Of course, Ben Carson, his scandal was probably the most talked about. One of the things, buying the $35,000, $40,000 China set for his office at HUD. And to be honest, I have to point this out a little bit. The reason everybody knew about Ben Carson's thing, he had to go and testify in front of Congress about why he bought these things. He threw his wife under the bus. He said she picked it out, so, that's what happened. I mean, the guy has no morals and no, courage whatsoever. He immediately threw his wife under the bus on that. But I have to say, most people don't understand Betsy DeVos's scandals or Zinke's scandals or Mnuchin's scandals or even Wilbur Ross's scandals, but they all know about Carson's. And honestly, I kind of feel like it has to do with the color of his skin. I feel like Carson, whose scandal is probably the most mild, got chosen out of all of them to be the whipping boy because of the color of his skin. I mean, you've got Mnuchin, who should be in prison for what he did during the subprime lending crisis. But instead, he's taking private jets. He's sitting on the top of Fort Knox watching eclipses. And yet we're having congressional hearings about Ben Carson's dinner plates. I mean, come on. You have to admit there has to be something showing why we're going after Ben Carson so fiercely, but not Mnuchin. Or even Zinke, who is now under an even larger investigation for approving a land deal from which he profited while being in office. Zinke also took 66 vacation days in just his first 18 months in office. I've been here 15 years and I haven't taken 66 vacation days since I started. This dude hits it in 18 months. The bottom line is this. There are a lot of scandals involving this Trump administration, and anyone who believes that Donald Trump is actually draining the swamp needs to go have their head examined, because they're clearly not paying any attention to what's actually happening in the real world.